Well, good Monday evening to everybody. Hope you are doing well. Hello, Brian B. and hello, Ben. We are at Chase Field in Arizona, first of a three-game set for the Rockies and the Arizona Diamondbacks. I can get this thing squared away here a little bit. Over here some. Here we go. Hello, Kenyon. And this is game number 44. It was played Friday, May the 16th. Chase Field, pretty good for singles, 14 both sides of the plate. Home runs little bit stingy on the home runs. Only a 1 for lefty, 1 to 4 for righty. And we'll go through the rosters on both teams because there has been, well, first of all, when I start a new series with a different team, I like to go over their 25-man roster so we know who's available and who's not. And plus, the Rockies have had some roster shakeup as well, so I want to go through everybody to make sure that we know what's going on. So for the Rockies in this game, leading off will be Jordan Beck. Well, first of all, let me do this. There were 3 moves by the Rockies. 3 players were brought up. Ezekiel Tovar comes off the disabled list. They're starting shortstop. He is back. Tyler Freeman is back. And middle infielder Aaron Schunk is back. Being sent down, we got Mejia, a pitcher, and then the 2 nameless players that I had before, Owen and Alan Trejo. So those 3 moves were made, and that's what we have now for the Rockies. So we have Jordan Beck leading off, Ezekiel Tovar at short, Hunter Goodman the DH, Ryan McMahon at third, Brenton Doyle in center, Michael Tolia at first, Mickey Moniak in right, Adele Amador at second, and Jacob Stallings the catcher. Starting pitcher is a guy that just got called up as well, Carson Palmquist. I believe this is his season debut. Well, I know it's his season debut. I don't know about major league debut. I know it's his season debut. He was 0-4 with a 8.91 ERA and 7 starts. Now let's look at the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Arizona, according to Action PC Replay, is sitting at 18-26. Of course, our journey, Colorado, is 15-28. So leading off for the Diamondbacks, and if I mispronounce any of their names, feel free to jump in and correct me because I want to get the names right on these players I may or may not know that much about. So leading off, let's see if I can get a little closer here. Leading off for Arizona will be Ketel Marte at second base. Corbin Carroll is in right field. Lourdes Gurriel is in left field. Eugenio Suarez is at third. Josh Naylor is at first. Randall Grichuk is the DH. Gabriel Moreno is the catcher. Tim Tawa, I guess it's pronounced Tawa. That's the way I know to do it. He is playing center field, and Geraldo Perdomo is the shortstop. And the starting pitcher is Corbin Burns. He had an injury-riddled 2025 season, but in 11 starts, he was 3-2 with a 2.66 ERA. Eugenio Suarez, okay. Now let's go to the bench and bullpen for the Diamondbacks. They have 4 bench players available in this game. Alec Thomas, Pavin Smith, Jordan Lawler, and backup catcher Jose Herrera. Those are the bench guys. Bullpen guys, they have, let's see, how many? They have just the one lefty, and that is Jalen Beeks. He's the only lefty they have available. Right-handers are Kevin Ginkel, Juan Murillo, Ryan Nelson, and Ryan Thompson. So those are the players available for both teams. If you didn't see a player there, that means they're not on the roster. So that's what we have to go with. And so we're going to get this ball game going. Corbin Burns steps out. For the Rockies, I forgot to give their bench players and bullpen. I should have done that. I stopped at the lineup, and I shouldn't have done that. Bench players for the Rockies: Tyler Freeman, Kyle Farmer, Nick Martini, and Mr. Schunk. Aaron Schunk is going to be using the nameless player card. And in the bullpen for the Rockies, they have two left-handers. They have Scott Alexander and they have Ryan Rollison. Then right-handers, Jake Bird, Jimmy Herget, Tyler Kinley, Zach Agnos, Angel Shavilli, and Seth Halverson. Those are all the benches and bullpens for both teams. I didn't want to leave anybody out. I don't think there was any changes in the bullpen other than Mejia went down. That's the only. Mejia was sent down out of the bullpen so they could call up Carson Palmquist. So that was a pitching move that was made. The infielder move, Tovar and Freeman come up or add to the roster, and then Owen and Trejo were sent down. All right. So Jordan Beck will lead things off. Interesting, all season long, they've had Brenton Doyle in the leadoff position. Today or tonight, they have Jordan Beck in the leadoff position. I don't know if that's an ongoing thing or just an experiment, but Doyle was dropped down to the 5th position. So I don't know the reasoning for it, but that's just the way they did it. So we're going to start things off here with Jordan Beck. And that is a 5-4. And that's catcher X. So immediately, catcher X Moreno is a 1E1. Kind of an unusual combination of traits there. 1 with an E1. So we know he's going to get to it with a 1. There's nothing that's going to happen on a 1, I don't think. Actually, a 1 and a 1 could. If we roll a 1 on the D20, it could be a single. So we'll have to roll it. 15, that's going to be a foul out on a 1. And an E1, 17 is the only error. So no problems there. It'll be a foul out to Moreno for 1 away. And that'll bring up Ezequiel Tovar. First time back in a while. He's been on the injured list for quite a while. It's his first game back, and they've sorely missed him. 253 hitter, but he provides some really good defense at short as well. Tovar, 5'10". That's a ground ball third base X. We're looking at Eugenio Suarez. 4E20. 4 and a 7. 4 and a 7 is a G3. He'll get to that. E20. It's 11, 14, and 15. And he makes the play. I might just call him Suarez from now on just to make it simpler. I think I'll just go by his last name. We'll just say Suarez. Keep me out of trouble that way. Oh, Ben, he said he posted something on Facebook saying he was under the weather. There's a little mini post out there on his landing page of his channel that says he was feeling under the weather. I don't know what that means. It just says he just said no game tonight, and it wasn't on Facebook. It was on his YouTube channel. So hello, Mr. Utah Mike. All right, so Hunter Goodman steps to the plate. He is a DH for this one. 6'7", and that's a 1 to 9 double. 10 to 20 is going to be a single. And that is going to be a double for Hunter Goodman. 2-out double. And now it's a clutch situation for Ryan McMahon. In the clutch, he will lose a hit on 1-2. Burns, 1-8, and that's a strikeout. First strikeout for Corbin Burns, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing for the Rockies. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Colorado nothing, and Arizona coming to bat. And brand new pitcher Carson Palmquist. Not very good, obviously. 0-4, 8.91 ERA. So he's got a fatigue of only 4, I guess, because he didn't last that long in these games. So there was theoretically, or not theoretically, but there actually was an off day. The game with Texas last night was a May 14th game. This is a May 16th game. So there was an off day between. So the bullpens for the Rockies and the Diamondbacks are both completely rested because neither team played yesterday. So now we're ready to go. Ketel Marte will lead things off against Palmquist. It's a 4-7, and that's going to be a leadoff walk. And that's been the theme from Rockies pitching the whole season long, is this incessant walking. And Palmquist is a +9, so anybody that can run worth a darn is going to try to get a lead probably, but they'll keep anybody's got an asterisk, I'm definitely go for a lead. All right, here is Corbin Carroll. That's a 2-5 for Corbin Carroll, and that is a fly ball to right, one away. And Palmquist needs to stay on the batter's cards. That's probably where he needs to live if he wants to be successful. All right, here is Lourdes Gurriel, left field. 5-12, and that's a ballpark blast, but it's only a 1-4 here at Chase Field, so might catch a break there if you're the Rockies. But it's a 4, and Gurriel goes deep anyway. 2-run home run, Lourdes Gurriel. 2-run home run on a ballpark blast. The 5-12 ballpark blast, 1-4, and the D20 was a 4. Just the way it works sometimes. And now Mr. Suarez will step up to the plate with one out and the bases cleared. Hello, Chuck. 3-3, and that's going to be a fly to center, 2 down. For Josh Naylor, first baseman. 5-6, and that's another base on balls. 2 walks in the inning for Palmquist. Naylor will look to get a lead. He needs a 4 or a 6. 4 or a 6. 3-3. Did I misread something? Did I roll 3-3 for Suarez? Did I roll a 3? Because that's a home run or a ballpark home run if I did. Okay, so ballpark home run. All right, let me back this up then. We're gonna backtrack here. I'm gonna backtrack. So we're gonna take the walk away from Naylor as well. So we're gonna backtrack. And he's saying it's a 3-3, so I'll take his word for it. 3-3, ballpark blast, 1-4. And do you believe how many times does that happen? You roll a 1-4. The ballpark home run is 1-4, and we rolled a 4 twice in a row. Is the D20 loaded? Is my question. So Suarez will go deep. Now 3-0. Thank you for catching that, Ben. Easy to miss those things sometimes. All right, here is Josh Naylor. That's a 6-6, and that's a walk. That's what he walked. That's what he did the first time was walk. So now Naylor will try for the lead, and he needs a 4 or a 6. He gets the 6, he's going to go 19, being held to 17, but the +5 makes it 22. So he's going to steal it without a throw. They're not even going to risk the throw down there. And now Randall Grichuk, the batter. Grichuk, 4-5, and that's a fly to right, 2 down. And that brings up Gabriel. I'm assuming it's Gabriel Moreno and not Gabriel Moreno, because I believe with a name like Moreno, they probably have the first name as Gabriel. So I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. So here is Moreno in a clutch situation, and he will lose a couple of hits. Actually, 3 hits in a row here: 3-7, 3-8, and 3-12. He loses all of them. That's a 1-9. He's going to strike out, and that's going to end the inning. But 3 runs come in for the Diamondbacks, and they lead it
Okay, I think we have sound back, but somebody can let me know for sure. It's like we do. Culprit. The culprit was this thing low on batteries. Battery went low and I didn't detect it, so I had to close the computer down, reopen it, and that's the only way it lets me switch to another audio source. So now I'm using the audio source of the webcam instead of this thing here. And this thing now is going to continue um, charge, hopefully charge, so it'll be ready to go for tomorrow morning. All right. So I don't know what happened last. I don't know if the sound went out when Doyle hit his home run or not, but that's where I'm going to pick it up from because that's the last thing I did was Brenton Doyle hitting a home run. And so now we're looking at Michael Toglia, the batter, first baseman. That's a 3-6, and that's a strikeout for Toglia. Strikeout number 2 for Corbin Burns. That brings up Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. Moniak, the Maniac. It's a 5-6, and that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 3. That'll bring up Adel Amador, second baseman. 110, and that's a home run, 1-14. 15-20 is a double. And that's gone. Home run, Adel Amador. Don't think of him as a home run hitter. Certainly is. He had one home run in 113 at bats. He had one home run, and the only way he gets a home run is on a 110 on a 1-14, and he found it. So it's a 3-2 ball game all of a sudden. And here is Jacob Stallings. It's a 3-9, and he's going to fly it to left to end the inning. But 2 runs for the Rockies. And I'm going to take a look at something here real quick. See how we are doing. See if this thing is doing what it's supposed to do. Hopefully it is. It looks like it is. Okay. I thought at first it might have been a little choppy, but it seems to be okay now. All right, so Stallings flies to left to end the inning, but 2 runs come on. Solo home run from Doyle, solo home run from Amador, and the lead is cut to 3-2. Go to the bottom of the second. Palmquist back out, and he will be facing Tawa, Perdomo, and Marte. I need to fix this. So it looks like an A. So it's Tawa. All right, so Tawa is going to lead off. Tim Tawa. He played second, first, center, left, third, and right. Only place he didn't play was short and catcher. That is a 3-7 for Tawa, and he's going to draw walks. That's the 3rd walk issued by Palmquist, and he's going to look to get the lead. Needs a 4 through 6 to get the lead, and he doesn't get it, so he'll hold. That'll bring up Geraldo Perdomo, I should say. Easy for me to say. Geraldo Perdomo, shortstop. 5-10, switch hitter batting left. That's a catcher X. Stallings is a 3E1. 3-18 for a catcher. 3-18 is a G3, so the runner will go to second base. And E1, the only error is 17. Oh, that got held up there. Let's redo that. Yep, no 17, so no error. So it will be a 2-3 ground out. 1 away. Back for the top of the order, and Ketel Marte. 4-5, and that's a strikeout for Palmquist, his second. 2 down, now a clutch situation for Corbin Carroll. And Corbin Carroll in the clutch loses a hit on 3-3. There's a 5-11. That's a fly ball left field X. Beck. 3E4. 3-5. That's probably going to drop. 3 and a 5 is a single 2 stars. That will score the run. And now the error chance E4. He's got to avoid 3, 4, 15, and 18, which he does. So no error there, but it will be a single. And now Corbin Carroll is looking to run. He needs a 2 through 5, an 11, or a 12. And that's a 6, so that won't get it done. So we'll go to Lourdes Gurriel. 1-6, and he pops him up to short to end the inning. At the end of 2, it's 4-2 Arizona. Out in front of Colorado. They won this game real world 8-0. Rockies trying to give them a better game than that. Top of the order, and Jordan Beck steps to the plate. That's a 3-5 for Beck, and that's a strikeout. That's strikeout number 4 for Corbin Burns. Brings up Ezequiel Tovar. 1-9, and he's going to strike out. So here come the strikeouts for the Rockies. They average 10 a game, so no surprise here. Hunter Goodman, 6-6, and that's going to be a ballpark blast. Ballpark blast, 1-4. And this time it fails. So nothing doing for the Rockies in the third. It remains 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the third. Palmquist back out. We'll face Suarez, Naylor, and Grichuk. 3-7, and that is a 1-12 double. 13-20, he flies to center. And that's going to be around the number for a double. Leadoff double for Suarez. He's homered, and now he's doubled. And that'll bring up Josh Naylor. 2-9 for Naylor. It's a ground ball pitcher A. That's a 1-3 ground out with the runner holding. For Randall Grichuk. That's a 1. His wild pitch rating is a 5. No wild pitch. Grichuk for 3. Fly ball right field X. We're looking at Moniak. He's a 3E11. 3-6 is going to drop for a base hit. 3-6 is a single 2 stars. That'll score the run. RBI single from Grichuk. E11. He has to avoid 3, 4, 13, 15, 16, and 18. And 9 is okay. No error there. But Grichuk, the RBI single, is now 5-2 Diamondbacks for Gabriel Moreno. 5-7, that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Tim Tawa. 6-10, ground ball shortstop X. Tovar is a 2E16. 2-6, he'll be okay with that. And E16 and a shortstop, he's got to avoid 14 and 17. And we get a 14. I'm just not believing this. Look at that. E16, the only errors are 14 and 17, and we get a 14. E6, first game back for Tovar, and he boots it. So that's going to put runners at first and second, 2 outs for Mr. Perdomo. Clutch situation. And in the clutch, he gains a hit, 3-7. Hello, world's worst. Perdomo, 6'10", switch hitter. Ground ball shortstop X. Tovar is going to get another chance. 2-10. He's got to avoid that dreaded 14 and 17. And this time he does and makes the play. But the run comes in, and at the end of 3, it's Arizona 5 and Colorado 2. As we head to the top of the 4th, Corbin Burns will be facing Ryan McMahon. 1-8, and that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 6. Brenton Doyle, he homered his first chance. 1-7, he'll fly to center. 2 away for Michael Tolia. 3-10, and he strikes out. Strikeout number 7. Easy inning there for Mr. Burns. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. And we're still looking at 5-2 as our score. And Marte, the batter. Ketel Marte. 2-6, and that's a base on balls. And that is the 4th walk issued by Palmquist. Corbin Carroll, the batter. 3-7, and that's another walk. Walk number 5 by Palmquist. Brings up Lourdes Gurriel. 6-7, and that's a double. 1-16, 17-20 is a single. That'll be a double 2 stars. That'll score the run. And that's going to do it for Palmquist. He is done. He's now tired and he's out of here. He's going to end up going 3+. And he's going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Can't do the runs because these 2 are his responsibility. Walks 4, walks 5, and struck out 3. So the new pitcher coming in for the Rockies will be Jake Bird. So Jake Bird is on. See what he can do. Bird has his hands filled with this situation. He is a -3 hole, makes him a -4, but that may not matter this late in the game. Infield is in for the Rockies. They've got to cut these runs off. And Eugenio Suarez is your batter. He has homered and doubled as Eugenio Suarez. 5-4, and that's a ballpark single check. It's a 1-14, so most likely this will be a hit, and it is base hit for Suarez. Another run comes in. Going to third is Gurriel. It is now 7-2, and here's Josh Naylor. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Infield looking for the double play. They just got to get outs of some kind. 6-8, and it's a strikeout, so that certainly helps the cause. Now a double play would get him out of the inning. Randall Grichuk, the batter. .110, that's a line out to second base, 2 down. And now it's a clutch situation for Gabriel Moreno. He's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. 6-12, ground ball pitcher X. He's a 3E26 is Jake Bird. For 3, he's got to get it. He's got to have 4 or higher to get this. And he does. 13 is okay. And E26 as a pitcher, he's got a lot of numbers here to avoid. 3, 9, and then 12 through 18, basically. 5, he will make the play. It's a rare play. I don't know if we're even going to mess with a rare play. Let's see. 13 and a 3 was a G2. G2 rare play. That's not even a rare play. It's just this bounce off the pitcher's mound crap. So it's basically going to be a 1-3 ground out to end the inning. 2 runs come in, so total of 7 runs allowed by Palmquist. And he had a very rough major league debut right there. Here's Corbin Burns. He's got a huge lead to work with. Facing Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. He'll be followed by Amador and Stallings. 4-5, and that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 8 by the Rockies. They're well ahead of their pace for 10 strikeouts a game. Here's Amador. 2-8 for Amador, and that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 9. And here's Jacob Stallings. 2-8, and he strikes out. Strikeout number 10. Corbin Burns, in 5 innings, has struck out 10 batters. He averages 1 strikeout per inning, but you double that with the Rockies. So bottom of the 5th, Jake Bird. We'll go try to go one more inning. He's got Tim Tawa. 2-9, struck him out. That is the second strikeout for Bird. Brings up Perdomo, shortstop. 2-7, and he grounds it to second, 2 down. For Ketel Marte. Whoa, that one went over the edge. Let's try that again. 6-8, and that's a strikeout. So Bird's going to actually pitch a 3rd inning. He's retired 6 of the 7 he's faced. He's going to come back for a 3rd inning. And this is the fatigue inning for Corbin Burns. Top of the order, Jordan Beck will lead things off. 6-8, and that's a 1-2 single. Anything else, he grounds it to 3rd. And that is a ground ball to 3rd. Suarez fields it, 1 away. Ezequiel Tovar. 1-7, that's a fly to center, 2 down. For Hunter Goodman, designated hitter. 1 for 2 with a double. That is a 6-3, and that's a ballpark blast, but it's only 1-4. Goodman had the same roll last time and failed, and he'll fail again, another fly to left. And Corbin Burns keeps full endurance into the 7th inning. And we will go to Jake Bird for a 3rd inning, try to eat up some innings, facing Corbin Carroll. Start the 6th. It's a 5-10, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Bird. Brings up Gurriel. 5-9, another strikeout. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet. So the strikeout is good. Here's Suarez. 3-8, and that's a ballpark blast. 1-4 for Suarez. And he just misses it. It's going to be a fly to left. End the inning. So that's going to be all for Bird. Bird's going to go 3 innings. Give up just 1 hit. No runs. No walks, and strikes out 5. Burns will come out for the 7th. And he'll face McMahon. Ryan McMahon. 3-11, and that's a ballpark single check. It's a 1-14 for McMahon to get a base hit. And he does. Base hit for McMahon. He's aboard for Brenton Doyle. 5-10, and that is a ground ball 3rd base X. Suarez 4E20. 4 and a 15. 4 and a 15 is a G2. They get a fielder's choice out of this. He's an E20 at 3rd base, so he's got to avoid 11, 14, and 15. Which he does, so it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. Doyle, the new runner at first, but down 7-2. They're not going to try to steal. So here's Tolia. 4-11, and that's a fly to center, 2 down. For Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. 6-4, ground ball to second. That'll do it. So we'll cap Corbin Burns at 7 innings of pitching. He gives up 2 home run balls. That's all he gave up. Gave up a single and a double after that, so 4 hits. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 10. About as dominant as you can get, I would say. So we go to the 7th inning stretch, and it is 7-2 in favor of the Diamondbacks. And the Rockies will need a new pitcher now that Jake Bird gave them 3 innings to eat up some of that bullpen. It's going to be Naylor, Grichuk, and Moreno. So they will go to Ryan Rollison out of the bullpen, left-hander. And he'll be facing Josh Naylor. Lefty on lefty matchup. .311 for Naylor, and he grounds it to second. 1 away. And that'll send up Grichuk, designated hitter. 6-2, and that's a ballpark blast. So 1-4 for Grichuk. And that's gone. That's the 3rd home run Arizona's gotten, even though the ballpark home runs are only 1-4. Rolled a 4 twice, and now a 2. Not really adding up to the percentages you would think, but the way the D20 is sometimes. And now the Rockies or the Diamondbacks have the 8 runs they got in real world. Here's Moreno. 6-11. That's a ground ball pitcher, actually. He's a 2E51. 2, he'll get to that, but E51 is going to be trouble. That's a 12. E51 and a 12 is going to be a 1-base error on Rollison. So an E1, second error by the Rockies. And now here's Tim Tawa. That's a 4-10, and that's a walk. Brings up Perdomo. .35, and that's a single 2 stars. That'll score a run. That makes it 9-2 for Ketel Marte. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Infield looking for a double play. 5-7, switch hitter batting right. That's another single 2 stars. 3 runs are in the inning. And now it is 10-2. The last batter coming up, Corbin Carroll, the lefty. Then after that, they will go to righty. They'll take Rollison out after this. 2-4, and that is a single to left field. It's anti-clutch, but there's only 1 out, so the single is going to be good. And that'll do it for Rollison. He's out of here. Rollison's only going to get 1 out, a third of an inning. Gives up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and a walk and no strikeouts. So Rollison's out, and the Rockies will have to bring in somebody to pitch. Whoever draws the short straw. Looks like it's going to be Angel Cheville. He'll get the short straw. So Cheville is on to face Lourdes Gurriel. Cheville. That's a 4-12, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-14 will load the bases. And it does. Bases are now loaded. For Suarez, he's got a home run, a double, and a single. Did he have any triples? He had no triples, so the cycle is not a possibility unless we get an outfield X chart and he gets a triple that way. That's the only way it would happen. That's a 1. His wild pitch rating's a 13, and that's a wild pitch, so that'll score a run. Takes the double play out of the equation. Now the infield's got to come in. I'm not having back-to-back wild pitches. I don't do that. So here's Suarez, 5-11, and that's a strikeout. But they're going to bat around. And so, actually, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to Grichuk, Naylor led off the inning with the ground out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this like a fraction. And I'm going to make his first at bat a 4-3, and then we'll do his second at bat in the same column. That way I don't have to mess up my columns. So Naylor will bat against Shaviyi. Second and third, 2 out. Still technically a clutch situation. It's a 3-8, and that will be a ground ball to first. So Naylor is going to make 2 outs in the same inning. Rather dubious honor. And that's it for Shaviyi. Shaviyi is going to go 2/3 of an inning. And let's see. There was an error here, so that's going to make some of these runs unearned, I got a feeling. Actually, it won't, because these all happen with less than 2 outs. So everything here is going to be earned except for this one. So 1, 2, 5 runs, 4 earned is what I have. Charged to Rollison. And let's see, Shaviyi, a single and a strikeout. So Shaviyi is on. And he is out of here. So now the Rockies need a new pitcher, and all of a sudden they have a 12-2 lead. And who do they bring in to pitch? A 12-2 lead. You don't really need anybody that's they're going to use Ryan Nelson. He's going to start in like 4 days. So they're just going to let him pitch and pitch because he can pitch 2 innings. They don't want to use a third pitcher, so they're just going to use him to go the 2 innings and be done with it. So Ryan Nelson will be pitching against Adel Amador. That's a 2-9 for Amador, and he doubles. Leadoff double for Amador. Brings up Jacob Stallings. 5-7, and that is a strikeout. 1 away, and that's the 11th strikeout as a team for the Rockies. Right about their average. Jordan Beck, 5-6, and that's a triple 1-5, double 6-20. And that's a double for Jordan Beck, an RBI double. Finally breaks up the pattern of runs by the Rockies. They had gotten 9 unanswered runs until then. Here's Tovar. That's a 4-10, and that's a fly to center field X. We're looking at Tawa. He's a 4-E6. 4-13 probably will be okay. 4-13 is an F1, so everybody's going to move up. That means Beck will take third automatically on the F1, because anytime you get an F1, the runner moves up. He is an E6 at center field. He's got to avoid 3, 4, 15, and 18, which he does. So that's 2 away for Hunter Goodman. .410, and that's another fly ball center field X to Tawa. 4-15. Same thing. It's an F2. It's the third out of the inning, so it wouldn't matter about tagging up as the third out. As long as there's no error, he's got to again avoid 3, 4, 15, and 18, which he does. So fly ball to center ends it. So 1 run comes in. That's it. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and the Rockies will bring on somebody else to pitch. And that was somebody else will be Zach Agnos. So Agnos will come on to pitch. And he'll be facing Grichuk, Moreno, and Tawa. Randall Grichuk. 6'9", and that is a double to center field off of Agnos. Grichuk with a double. Gabriel Moreno. 6'7", ground ball second base. Amador is a 4E14. 4 and a 13. 4 and a 13 is a G3. So that means he will take third base. And the error E14, he's got to avoid 15, 16, and 18, which he does. So it's good play, 4-3. Infield is in with one out and a runner at third for Tawa. Two 7 for Tawa, and that's a strikeout. 2 down for Perdomo. And I tell you what, when your ninth place hitter is batting for the 5th time, you got problems. That's a 2-6, and that's a line out to short to end the inning. So Agnos will go 1 inning, give up a hit, nothing else with a strikeout. So (12-3) is the score right now. And let's see, I got him for 13 hits. All right. So here comes Nelson back out to wrap it up. Basin McMahon, Doyle, and Tolia. 5-8, and that's a pop out to second base. One away for Brenton Doyle. 4-5, and that is an in-home run chance, 1-15. 16-20 is a triple. That's a home run for Brenton Doyle, his second of the game. So he kind of likes this number 5 batting position as he gets a home run and cuts the lead now to 12-4. And that'll bring up Tolia. 6-6, and that's a 1-10 single. Anything else he lines to first. And that's a single for Tolia. Bringing up Mickey Moniak, the Maniac. 6-4, ground ball shortstop X. That is, Perdomo is a 1. 1 and an 8. 1 and an 8's a G1. This could be a Giovanni's Taylor Shop double play to end the ball game. He's an E18. 15, 16, 17, and 18. That's what he's got to avoid. 14, I think he just did it. E18, I don't think 14. Nope, 14 is not there. This is a 6-4-3 tailor-made double play, Giovanni's Tailor Shop, Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you're in the area and have tailoring needs, be sure to go by and see them. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play of the game. 2 innings pitched for Nelson. He's going to give up 2 runs on 4 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout. So typical Rockies, they don't walk and they strike out 11 times. So for the Rockies, 4 runs. They do it on 8 hits with 2 errors. So your final line score, 12, 13, and 0 for Arizona, 4, 8, and 2 for the Rockies. So Arizona won the real game by 8 runs. They win this game by 8 runs, although the score is different. So the Rockies fall to 15 and 29, but we're still plus 8 because they lost this game real world as well. And they are 7 and 37 real world at this point. So Rockies and D-backs will try again tomorrow. And actually, tomorrow's game, the Rockies did win. So the pressure is on to win tomorrow because they did win the May the 17th game by the score of 14-12. Score of that game was 14-12, tomorrow's game on May 17th. They won it 14-12. 14-12. And it's going to be German Marquez taking on Zach Gallen of the D-backs. Marquez against Gallen tomorrow night. And that'll be what we have going forward. Tomorrow morning, we'll be at Yankee Stadium for the 1987 American League replay, game number, I believe it's 570. And it'll be the Twins against the Yankees. Joe Niekro for the Twins against Tommy John for the Yankees. That'll be tomorrow morning around 9:15 Eastern. And then tomorrow night, right back here at Chase Field for the Diamondbacks and the Rockies, German Marquez against Zach Gallen. So that's going to do it from here. Final score again, Arizona 12 and Colorado 4. Lone bright spot, Brenton Doyle with 2 home runs in the game to help his cause. And so that's going to do it from here. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road. Have a good night, everybody.